Are you writing blog posts and articles for your webshop? If so, you likely spend massive amounts of time researching and writing, or maybe just validating what ChatGPT has already written for you. Regardless, you probably already know that it's important to promote your products directly in your content to have visitors convert. But with a growing content base, it becomes harder and harder to manage manually. With Clerk, you don't have to. In this video, you will learn about the most common issues associated with selling products from your blogs and articles, which I'll refer to as content throughout the video. I will show you how to make sure your content writing efforts result both in a higher ranking on Google and also get you more sales without spending any extra time on it. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Why is it even important for e-commerce businesses to write content? It matters because we as consumers get less and less brand affinity as the e-commerce space continues growing. In other words, we care less about where we get the products as long as we get a good price and a good service. This puts pressure on you as a business to do something out of the ordinary to catch attention both in inboxes and in search engines like Google. When we as consumers search, we very often search for answers to questions or problems. For example, how do I change a bike tire? How do I swim better? Why is my car making this weird grinding sound? And how do I know if my guinea pigs love me? Big questions. Because of this, no matter which products you're selling, it's really important to understand what the actual problems they solve are. By having your content pages showing up on Google when people search for how do I take care of my guinea pigs, you position yourself as an expert and will have a much higher chance of them buying stuff for their guinea pigs from you. That is, if you make it easy to do so. Some webshops do not link to any products in their pages. This is bad as visitors will then read your content and then go back to Google to buy from your competitor. Once you have products in your pages though, you're faced with the real problem, making sure that they stay relevant and up to date. Numbers time. It takes an average of 2 to 3 months before your pages start showing up in Google. What happens if you've inserted 4 pet supplements in your blog post about superfoods for pets and 3 months go by before anyone reads it? Chances are that those products are no longer in stock or a new batch of much better and more relevant items have come in the meantime. Further, if you're not actually exposing your pages across the rest of your web shop, visitors going to your shop directly will rarely ever realize that you have a blog. That's where Clerk comes in. With our content engine, you simply have to embed a few codes into your site and you will always show the most relevant matches throughout the entire lifetime of your pages. You can even go one step further than you might have previously and give your pages the exposure they need when visitors browse products or categories or even when they search. Let me show you how. Clerks Content Engine analyzes all text of your content to determine what each page is about. This includes identifying mentioned products or categories as well as finding other pages that discuss similar themes. In short, the AI understands what you're writing about and what will be best to recommend on this page, as well as where this page should be recommended elsewhere. Currently, our content engine consists of these logics: alternative pages with similar themes to the current content being read, related products and categories matching the theme of the current page, content pages related to a category or the product being browsed, and a dedicated search feature that shows the best content matching any query. With these logics, you can create a feedback loop on your webshop where customers read your content, buy your products, discover new articles, and the cycle continues. On a wine store, for example, when reading about the best rosés for my upcoming date night, I can expand on my knowledge with more articles about different grapes or vineyards, and I can easily click and buy the best rosés matching my taste. Later, when I browse red wines, I'm presented with new content to inspire me with succulent meals I can cook, where this wine is a perfect match. Anyone else feeling thirsty and peckish now? Finally, when I search for a little dessert kick, I'm presented with the best port wines and also several content pages that lets me feel like a Feinschmecker for really doing my research before buying a port. This all works together to brand your webshop as a source of valuable information and a provider of the products your visitors need. With this approach, you will start seeing higher conversion rates and your SEO ranking will increase as more visitors continue into your webshop rather than just going back to Google after reading your content. Okay, now imagine using ChatGPT's AI to write your content and using Clerks AI to promote your products and content all over the webshop. The future truly is now. And that's it for this video. To summarize, writing content is time-consuming but incredibly valuable for you, as it's often necessary to promote your expert knowledge to gain attention from visitors. Making it easy to see and buy products from articles to avoid visitors going back to Google and buying elsewhere is super important. But manually adding these requires a lot of maintenance, as products go out of stock or are not relevant anymore after the 2 to 3 months it usually takes for Google to index them. With Clerks Content Engine, you can fully automate products and page alternatives shown on any content page. And you can even keep customers discovering new content related to products and categories they're viewing. By also promoting your content in search, you make sure that it's always easy for visitors to see that you're an expert in your field, which leads to more orders and higher SEO ranking. Ultimately, if you want to grow your business by working smarter, not harder, you need Clerk in your tech stack. It's the best way to attract, convert, and retain your customers. Ta-ta and farewell, my fellow e-commerce nerds.